Hello, and welcome to the Steve and Mark Discuss podcast, where Steve will bring up a subject, he'll talk about it for a few minutes. I don't know what he's going to talk about, and I will react. And Steve will comment on my reactions. So, over to Steve.
Hi, people. 3 of the 4 countries I'm about to mention in this podcast have all got elections this year. And so you could imagine that one thing is linked to another. And of course, I talk about Pakistan, which normally flies under the radar of most people. Decided this last week to imprison the opposition candidate. I talk, of course, about Imran Khan, because he leaked a cable that came to the Pakistan government from a diplomat, an American diplomat, advising the government that it doesn't want Imran Khan to be president again. And that's why obviously he leaked, and he was imprisoned for very much the similar charges as what Mr. Trump is in the US about having secret documents, Imran Khan, to his defense, he said, well, look, it wasn't a Pakistani document, it was an American document because it came from the US. If that wasn't enough, his wife was also imprisoned for 14 years, and he would get another 14 years because apparently they were flogging these gifts that heads of state give each other when they meet each other. They aren't personal gifts, apparently. They belong to the state. And so, that's him out of action for quite a while. Of course, she had to be put in prison because then she can't stand as like a proxy candidate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? The US is still with these cases against Donald Trump, with the legal system leaving much to be desired. I think I can honestly say that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of
and I ask myself these examples I'm going to give you, if they're like a crystal ball, if I should use these as a crystal ball to find out, to see what's going to happen later on this year when it becomes close to November, where sentences start getting doled out, and doing the same thing with Mr. Trump, to get him out of action. Would there be any prosecutor who's got that much courage? Because the prosecutors that we've seen so far, the reaction from the general public, everybody knows that they are corrupt. Oh, did I say that? I shouldn't say that.
No,
they could
questionable.
They could have been, yeah, they could have been better. Let's put it like a little bit fairer. Venezuela, President Maduro, he arrested several opposition candidates ahead of his elections, declaring that they're all been arrested from a suspected assassination plot on his life. And so, of course, his main opposition candidate, Maria Corina Machado, she was hauled in, and also she's suffering allegations of corruption. Well, aren't all politicians? I mean, come on, let's be fair.
Yeah.
She's one of the crowd. I don't think. I mean, Maduro's not exactly one to point the first finger, is he?
Well,
So You know, we can't say that. We can't say that.
He who
We,
holds the
we
key. Let's put it this way: he who holds the keys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
um so that's his opposition cleared out. He
Yeah.
said he's going to have a fair election, just not with her.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Uh, the Brazilian Justice Minister Alexandre Moraes
Well,
has been at it again, and he ordered police raids on the homes of Bolsonaro, Jair Bolsonaro, who he was the
Yeah.
the last president
Yeah.
in Brazil, and Lula, who was elected this time round under dubious circumstances.
Well,
It needs to be said.
he won by, was it 0.1%,
Yeah.
0.01% or something? Something. Yeah. Yeah.
But whereas everybody voted for the right leaning candidates, except for the presidential one, which were left leaning. But
Well,
look, I'm not gonna
no,
dwell
no,
on
no,
that.
no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
I'm
no,
just saying,
yeah. Yeah. Well,
because
that's on record.
that's
That's on
something
record.
else. That's
Yeah.
something else.
On record. Yeah.
But and see, and yes, so he ordered these police raids on the homes of Bolsonaro's sons, looking for evidence of a non-existent charge as yet. So, it's one of these fish. If you can find anything bad, then you charge.
Right. Okay. Well. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and I asked myself, are these scare tactics to keep his sons out of the political limelight? Because I mean, he's been condemned. Jair Bolsonaro has been condemned, and recently, uh, in here in Brazil, his sons have been seen at his side. And normally here in Brazil, what happens is that once one member of the family has some political power, that
Yeah.
it normally spreads to the
Right.
rest.
Okay.
So I think that our friend Mr. Moraes is trying to stop this dynasty from taking off before it gets wings.
Yeah. Yeah. The Bolsonaro dynasty is a little bit different. Yeah. Okay. But in some ways, yeah, we
So
know that.
there you have it. You've got four countries,
Yeah.
three that have elections this year,
Yeah.
with all the opposition candidates either being imprisoned, being charged, being painted in a dim light, if you
Yeah.
like, to be generous to Mr.
Yeah.
Maduro, um, and also Mr. Moraes.
Right.
So it strikes me, and all these people that are in power,
Mm, mm.
are all left leaning, just so that
Well,
we know.
they talk less.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just a statistic. Just accept that as a statistic, and
Yeah.
not any point I'm trying to make. It's just a stat.
Yeah.
You make of it what you will.
Well, yes. Free.
Well,
Free.
anyway. Now I've gone through my bit. The floor is yours. Away you go.
Right. Okay. My mind is working. How to work this? Okay.
I might go out of shot here, but I'll be back. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on. I'm still listening.
Well, yeah. I think. Yeah. Another interesting thing. There might be an election in the UK soon. That could be another. We'll see what happens there leading up to it. Yeah. Which has probably already started as well. It's not new what's happening. I'm not saying not new. You study history, going back to even medieval times, getting rid of or questioning the opposition. And yeah, we all know what elections are like. This person did this, this person did that. I was watching a debate, and there's not an election coming up in Canada, as far as I know, yet. But that's getting quite feisty in their House of Commons because they're based loosely on the British system. It's a very vicious world at the moment globally, politics is. Yeah, anyone that's messing around at the top in there is, yeah, you're in a tough game at the moment, and I've never known such dirty tactics globally in established political
which
forum.
is which, which is why I was bringing these four countries up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pakistan is an established democracy. Yeah, I mean, I saw that, and obviously, I remember Imran Khan is a great sportsman. I mean, I'm not saying makes him guilty or innocent at all. He is, yeah. I mean, this thing about documents and things like that. These people
I
were,
know, I know that Imran Khan, he'll get to 9 years and still not out.
yeah. Typical British thing that is. Take a situation and let's have a let's have a good joke. Yeah,
That's a cricket joke, by the way, people.
yeah. For any Americans watching, cricket, the game where
Yeah,
it's a bit like baseball with a bit of decorum.
yeah.
It is a it's a very, very difficult time, and us as mere mortals, the voters, the people on the ground looking at all this, all might have a view. Now, the other interesting thing, and just changing it slightly, is in the US now. I saw a report this morning, just quickly flashed up before we came on. A publication saying Donald Trump is showing the same symptoms as Biden chronogenetically, i.e., with. And I'm thinking, hang on, in the US, this isn't a competition to see. Yeah, you're going to possibly be voting for these two guys, and then if the big question is who is the most mentally capable to do anything, yeah, you've got a bit of a
Nikki
problem.
Haley. Nikki Haley.
Well, please.
My words. No, I mean nobody likes her, but the thing is,
Well, you're on a good start there.
The publication that put that out
Yeah.
would probably be one that supported Nikki Haley.
I saw the headline, and
She's got nothing else to run on.
no, well, that's it. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not saying she's unintelligent. Right, we've moved away from the core subject here with your brought up, but
Yeah.
it's all relevant to it. Yeah, I mean, the sniping that's going on, which is not new. I remember elections in the UK between Margaret Thatcher and Michael Foot at the time. I think Michael Foot at the time. I mean, that was nasty. It really was nasty. Relatively tame considering now. Yeah. I mean, you got to remember. I mean, one time if you want to take over a country, you went in there with your army. We had that in the UK with the Netherlands, William and Mary. Yeah, Jacobite uprising in Scotland and things like this. But it's, yeah, get rid of your opposition is not new. Whether that is not happening or not, I mean, okay, we all want to know if the people we're electing or looking at are clean or electably clean, as the case may be. I mean, yeah, it's really weird. Now, okay, I'm going to look at the US because that is probably the big and given time constraints. The more mud they try and sling at Donald Trump, the greater his support is. Yeah. And what's happening at the moment with this big convoy that's appearing and everything, this is all connected. I'd imagine a vast majority of those people on there, the convoy, have already established who they're going to vote for presidentially in the next election. Yeah, probably not everyone, and this is what's strange. Yeah, I do believe there are a few, Democrats who are getting a bit uncomfortable with what is happening. Yeah. Even to the point is, well, if the Democrats put up a suitable candidate, they might actually win it. Yeah. Because if you're talking about a party that's only Trump, that's still not, that's still not going to be a substantial thing. I'm going to do a Tim Paul here, and mention another subject he does.
Go on.
Civil conflict, civil war.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet, but
Not yet.
yeah,
No, I don't think it's going to happen yet.
no, it won't happen yet. But what I'm saying,
Yeah.
as we did a podcast a while ago, the contributory factors. This would be what I'm seeing now. Is your guy is having mudslinging in court, blah blah blah. You know, they're trying to put him away. He's becoming a martyr as well. There's a martyr syndrome with Trump at the moment as well. Whether or not you like him as a person or not, I don't know. I've never met the guy. I've never met Biden, so I can't judge what they're like as people. But people were quite happy to vote for a politician, even if they don't like him as a person. On one certain side, this is. On another side, they like to see a nice, sweet person. He's probably not the ideal person to lead the US, if I'm being honest. Trump doesn't have to worry about the publicity. He's getting given that for free. You on the front of every paper at the moment, there's a picture of Donald Trump. Yeah. Politicians would love that. Any celebrity would love that. And he's a celebrity as well. Yeah, he's getting so much free publicity. People are reading the reports and going, "You what?" There's a lot of technicalities in what he's being charged with that we cannot possibly understand it. We cannot possibly appreciate what it is. If I was sitting in that courtroom listening to this thing about legal things, about accounts, about legality of documents, so would we understand what classified and declassified documents are? Would we understand the finer points of that? I mean, and don't forget Joe Biden. Trump had documents.
I was just about to say that Joe Biden, he's done exactly the same thing, and he wasn't president, and that's a big difference.
Yeah, well, Trump had the documents in a locked room, and he told people where they are, and there was a seal on it. And I do wonder about these people who are having to do their master's bidding, the legal people, the guys on the ground. I mean, okay, it'd take a brave policeman or FBI person and all that if they didn't think what was right to stop. I mean, part of being in the military and everything else to a certain point is you do as you're told. Okay, there's a thing. I was only following orders, but yeah, we're not talking about life or death at this point. But we don't know. We really don't know. We don't. And
no, but the point I was trying to make in this podcast is that these people, as you said, the object is to make your opponent look as bad as possible.
Yeah.
But whilst they're doing that, they're exposing themselves.
Well, yeah.
Because they are going against their constitutions.
Mm-hmm.
Their justice systems are seen to be less than fair. Let's put it like that.
Weaponized is a term, yes.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to use that word, and also and also you can see where, it all seems to be the same playbook.
Yeah, of course.
It all seems to be the same playbook. But whilst they're trying to paint their opposition as bad people and they deserve to be in prison, they're exposing themselves to be even more corrupt. Could I say that?
Well, corrupt? I mean, you can say you can make an allegation of strange things. It looks
more open to be called.
Yeah, but how?
Corrupt.
But the trouble is, I mean, there's a three-pronged thing, and this is spoken about all over the internet now, depending which side you look at. Even some more left-leaning news organisations are beginning to use the more open terms like corruption and things. It is a pronged attack, or it's a pronged thing. Okay, you've got the central government or the political side of it that has an agenda. Okay, I'm just talking generally here. That this is historically. Then the next thing is you get the media on your side as well. and then you've got to get the judiciary on your side as well. Yeah, they're your three prongs of attack. The judicial, you've got to try and make sure they circle with you. The media, you've got to stop being so free. I make legislation and call it protection against fake news. Okay. Any free society and press, there are going to be occasions where they're going to stretch the point a bit or say something in an allegation or something. And I mean, I learned about this when I was 14 in school in the UK, when I was 14 in the UK, in the 1980s, how you take over a country almost. Yeah, we learnt about this.
Yeah, I think we all were.
Yeah, and we did.
I'm once again, I'm just trying to bring to light that it's happening now.
Well,
it's happening now.
Well, there's a meme going about on the internet. A picture of George Orwell is saying, "I wrote 1984 as a warning."
Yeah.
Not the instruction manual.